Hey, this is Notser, and today we're looking at another legendary module. This time it is the Tier 10 Japanese cruiser, Zhao. The legendary module is unique in the sense that it's universally praised by the community. You can't say that about most. You might be lukewarm on a legendary module or, have no interest in it whatsoever. Then on top of that, the grind itself. But for the Zhao in particular, the grind is worth it. It offers a very unique module experience, and I'm going to describe to you what it does. Now, it sits in slot 6, as you can see on the screen, and yes, the build is kind of unique. A lot of level 1 and level 2 skills. The Zhao Legendary module provides the following. Minus 20% to rudder shift time, which is faster rudder shift. Minus 7% to maximum dispersion of the main battery. Improved accuracy of the main battery. And then plus 8% to main battery maximum firing range. So you get a little bit of extra firing range on top of all the other traits that are offered. So what you're left with is sort of a hybrid of multiple modules all in one package, and you only really have to give up rate of fire module, extended gun range by 8% more. You could get, secondary DPS, AADPS, those sorts of modules in slot 6. I don't have to give up concealment, which is usually a deal breaker for most legendaries. If they're in slot 5, you have to consider, is it worth giving up concealment, which is a universal trait for both aggression and defense, for a module that, maybe helps me in certain very specific situations. That's not the case with the Zhao. The Zhao is just better accuracy, better range of the guns, faster rudder shift. It just makes you a little bit better at everything that the Zhao wants to do. And I love that. I feel like I have more consistent accuracy on DDs, cruisers, battleships. It doesn't matter what I'm firing on. I feel like the grouping is tight. It's intimidating. It does a ton of burst damage. I still have access to torpedo systems, which, by the way, in the last 3 or 4 patches, they gave us a 12-kilometer range torpedo rather than, I think, an 8-kilometer range was the only equipable torpedo for the longest time. It's a ship and a line that continues to have relevancy and continues to be dominant. I love the Zhao and I love the Legendary. But prior to obtaining it, I was using the extended gun range, which would have extended the guns out to, I think, 18 kilometers or so, 18.5, maybe 19. But I don't really feel like I missed that, and that's partially because of my consumable build. I have my scout aircraft, and if you're familiar with the game, or the Germans, you have to make use of the scout aircraft sometime. My Hindenburg, perfect example, I will make use of it if I feel like I can get a little bit more fire damage on target, or someone's trying to retreat. It's not a new playstyle, and I'm very comfortable with it, and I would highly encourage you, as someone who is controlling the Zhao, try and get better with the scout aircraft. But pretty much my build works very well. Didn't really have to give up too much to gain the improved gun accuracy, and I really noticed the gun accuracy very consistent, which is probably the most important stat for a veteran player. It will allow you to reinforce the skills that you've built up, and you should be able to cash that in. Whereas something like a German battleship, you got to be a little bit more tactical in your approach. You have to work well with others who are probably more accurate. As far as the Zhao is concerned, though, I feel like I can shoot my way out of anything. I've got the long-range torpedoes that I didn't have previously. I feel so guilty not playing the ship for so long. But my reason was, they removed still fire. I don't want it. It doesn't have the ability to torpedo without being detected. What is it? It's just a high explosive gun platform. Yeah, it's just an outstanding high explosive gun platform. So as my team captures a point, the enemy DD is able to maneuver. But don't feel, disappointment. It's a daring. The Brits, those DDs, they are so maneuverable. And all I'm trying to do is get a little bit of chip damage while he was spotted. If I didn't get any, it's okay. Yeah, I could have used those salvos against the Amagi, and I still will be able to. but it's really important that you try and cash in on any damage against a DD. And don't feel disappointed in the accuracy. That's the most maneuverable DD in the game. Let's be completely honest. It has both acceleration and rudder shift time. And it's a small target. Yeah. But engaging the enemy Amagi, I am making use of the scout aircraft. I am attempting to see if maybe someone in the background, maybe the daring would have been spotted, but of course he wasn't. We land multiple salvos, we're getting people on fire, and just so consistent. I can't praise it enough. I love this module. It offers accuracy, which no one's going to say no to. It offers a ton of accuracy and rudder shift plus the extended gun range. Honestly, if you compare it to other modules, it just has a lot of value that they don't have. And I don't know what their reason behind that is, but you know what? We're doing fine. Maybe I can get another fire. There is a DD that's sort of in front of me, and I would love to engage it. But leaving a target on 2 fires is always a good idea in the Zao. If you can. Obviously, if you can't get a double fire, don't work too much. And definitely engage DDs if they ever are in your area. But gosh, if they're in their area, I mean, the shells are so beautiful. I used my hydroacoustic in preparation for the eventual torpedo send, and it was enough to protect me. My rudder is so commanding, so outstanding. I feel like I'm a cruiser with DD levels of maneuverability, and I've got great concealment. I mean, it's just so wonderful. Even the AP is outstanding. And, switch to AP on this broadside Hinden, trying to maneuver away from the enemy while also sending torpedoes towards the enemy DD. And yes, we're getting AP in response. Hopefully the angle works out. The rudder is just, it's great. It's great. The whole thing's great. Faster rudder response, same concealment, almost the same range of the guns, and I also get better accuracy. I mean, what is there not to like about this module? I love it. If they would offer an accuracy module in slot 6 for every single ship, I think I would equip it. It's just that consistent over range. Doesn't matter what range. I do damage to everything, always, and it's just so easy to rack up the damage. It really is. It's just unbelievably easy. Oh, yes. Shimakaze camped too long, and that is the other beautiful aspect of this. You got the 12-kilometer range torpedoes. Yeah, the cooldown's extensive, but you still got the 12-kilometer range torpedoes, and you can't say no to that. That's great. I can use it. It's not going to reveal my position. They do tons of damage, so I only need 1 to make contact. I mean, it's just... It's beautiful. I think this is my... Gosh, I can't even say that. I love the Des Moines, too. I have a great Des Moines legendary game. I have Republic, great legendary game. I love the Hindenburg. That's also a great cruiser. But I think I love the Zao more. I get flashbacks of my Mogami. And I get flashbacks of when I was playing my Mogami so much and having torpedoes that are actually usable without revealing my position as a cruiser. And it's not just 1 set like Henri. It's 2 sets of 4. It's a ton of torpedoes it puts in the water. It might even be 2 sets of 5. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Enemy is attempting to take out the friendly Hindenburg. I'm attempting to damage him down. We've got a Worcester in the background, but, high explosives doing just fine. I could be more aggressive switching to AP, but the Zao's high explosive is outstanding. It just consistently does 4,000 and 5,000 points of damage per salvo, consistently gives me a fire or 2 per salvo. Just beautiful. Friendly was able to hit his torpedoes, and that's great. I don't know that he's going to survive against the Worcester. Yeah, Worcester burns him down, and now I get to engage him. So the Worcester has higher potential damage per minute, but I have the added bonus of very accurate fire. Incredibly accurate. I thought for a split second to switch to AP, but instead, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to assume he's going to maneuver in and out, baiting some AP being loaded, so I'm just going to stick to high explosive. I'm doing plenty of damage. Don't really foresee him making too many mistakes on angling, so just consistent damage every single salvo. 6 to 8 every single salvo, accuracy-wise. It just constantly lives up to the module. It's just so beautiful. Oh, I love it. And I clearly waited until the enemy was defeated before I put out the double fire. I'm just going to move forward and maybe get some damage on the enemies in the southern side. But the Zao, just a gorgeous platform. I can't speak enough about this. The accuracy is what you notice the most when you go over to this module. If you use that with the accuracy module in slot 3, I mean, it's a big jump. It's a big jump in consistency. You probably notice it just if you have a Zao and you don't have the legendary module, and that's the only difference between our two Zaos, you can just see I get on average 1 to 2 shells more per salvo to make contact with a ship. High fire chance as well, the AP is fantastic, torpedo systems, hydroacoustic, defensive AA, scout, catapult fighter, and of course the heal. It's got it all. Do it! Go after this legendary module. You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it 1 second. And we stole a kill and we earned the 4-kill squid. Don't know what 4 legs or 4 whatever. Regardless, 4 kills, 145,000 damage, a 9k salvo, or 8,900k salvo against the Republic. Cause a fire, just get it. Go after it. It's fun. It's outstanding. There's really no reason not to try and get the Zao Legendary. Everyone should enjoy it. I can't foresee players that wouldn't enjoy it. If you're not into, a ship that has torpedo systems, well, you don't need to use the torpedo systems. You could just not send them. Or you could have the other torpedoes equipped. Whatever you want. And that's the great thing about this ship. I can mold it to the playstyle that I want. And the legendary module works with all of those playstyles pretty much. I mean, if you going like a crazy, fast torpedo reload build, obviously you wouldn't be able to use that. But, the turret traverse is rather slow, so going rate of fire, I am giving up some of that turret traverse. I don't need to do that with the module. The range of the guns is great, but it can be better, and everything just reinforces itself. I love the legendary because it doesn't really take enough away that you would feel guilty equipping it. 4 kills, Confederate, devastating strike, 185,000 damage done, 2,848 base XP. I hope you enjoyed this game, because I certainly did. And that legendary module is outstanding. I hope that you enjoyed this. Most of our damage was high explosive, but a little bit of everything. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.